So we have come to watch snowfall, but we did not get snowfall. We got rainfall.
अच्छा क्लिक नहीं हुआ सॉरी
To all the solo travelers and couples tired of planning trips with their friends who never say yes, this one's for you. This was the first time we traveled with 14 strangers, and guess what? It turned out to be the best decision ever. From watching Kashmir turn white overnight to chasing snow in Gulmarg and sipping Maggie in the mountains, this trip gave me everything. So come along, I'll take you through a full 6-day Kashmir adventure. So we took a flight from Pune to Delhi and Delhi to Srinagar. We reached Srinagar airport at 12:30 pm. Now there are cab services available right front of the airport. So we took a cab from there directly to a Zostel in Srinagar. But one important point to remember here is your prepaid SIM won't work. So you have to have a postpaid SIM, or you can get a local SIM once you land. Now this is how a Zostel room looks like if you haven't been to any Zostel before. So it was basically 8 sharing, but we were only 4 people sharing this room. We freshened up, had a lunch, and around 4 pm we went to visit Dal Lake and Nishat Garden. Now Dal Lake was at walkable distance from our hostel, but since everyone was so tired after traveling, we went in our mini bus. So the lake was so beautiful, like mountains all around, and you know what's the best part? There's a market inside the lake. Have you ever seen that before? Like boats coming to sell fruits, flowers, clothes and everything. We also saw India's floating post office. After that we went to Nishat Garden. So let me tell you a little history about this. This garden is also called Garden of Joy or Garden of Delight. It was built in 1633. It's located on the eastern side of the lake, and the view from here is just amazing. Like snow-covered mountains on one side and the lake on the other side. This is the second largest Mughal garden in Kashmir, right after Shalimar Bagh. Back then, it was used by royals to chill, enjoy the view and escape the summer heat. The vibe of the garden is super peaceful and scenic. We walked around, clicked a lot of pictures and just sat there quietly for some time. We woke up to a beautiful view in Srinagar and had a breakfast and left for Sonamarg. It takes around 2 to 2.5 hours to reach Sonamarg from Srinagar, but the road journey was so beautiful that you won't even realize the time. Now here's something interesting. Before you enter Sonamarg, you will pass through a tunnel, which is Sonamarg Tunnel. It's a newly built tunnel that connects Gagangir to Sonamarg and is 6.5 kilometers long. So before this tunnel, the roads would be closed during winters. But now, because of this tunnel, you can visit Sonamarg even in heavy snow. And once we crossed the tunnel, God, it felt like we entered another world. So before the tunnel, there were green trees and open roads. But after crossing it, everything was white, like completely covered in snow. So for many of us, it was a first time seeing so much of snow. So we all went crazy. Definitely it was freezing, but we could not stop smiling. So just a quick tip, if you're planning to go to Sonamarg, don't forget to rent boots over there. Even if you're wearing normal winter shoes, your feet will keep slipping. So it is better to rent boots from there. So there are 2 phases in Sonamarg, phase 1 and phase 2. To reach phase 1, we went on snow motorbike, and for phase 2, we had to go by sledging. So phase 2 was 100% worth it. It had very less crowd and the views were like next level. We walked through different snowy paths, clicked a lot of pictures and obviously a lot of videos. And guess what? In the middle of the snowy mountains, we found a Maggie stall. So obviously, Pahado Valley Maggie is a must. So by 4 p.m. it started getting very cold and even windy. So we returned from phase 2 to phase 1 by sledge, and then phase 1 to our main stop by snow motorbike. So for most of us, we had seen so much of snow for the first time. So obviously that day was so memorable. We had our dinner and we were in Kashmir, so obviously we had to have a Kashmiri kahwa. It's a traditional drink in Kashmir, and then went back to our hostel.
Now we are basically going to Gulmarg. We are changing our hostel.
It is one of the coldest places in Kashmir. It takes around 2.5 to 3 hours to reach Gulmarg from Srinagar, depending on the snow and traffic. And you know what? Everyone warned us, like, layer properly. So I literally wore 7 layers of clothes.
Guys, are you excited? I'm just hoping not to vomit.
Now, Gulmarg is famous for its gondola ride, which takes you up on a snow-covered mountains. If you're planning to go, make sure you're booking your gondola ride in advance, especially for phase 2, because it gets sold out very quickly. Now, even here, there are 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. We directly went to phase 2 because phase 1 was very crowded and we thought we can stop there on our way back. But before that, we waited for almost 2 hours in the line. It was freezing and the line felt like never ending. But as soon as we got into the gondola and started going up, we literally forgot everything. The views were so magical, snow-covered pine trees, valleys and mountains, like those postcard you keep on your phone wallpaper, literally like that.
I don't know what the temperature is, but it is extremely so beautiful. It's very beautiful. You all should really come.
And just imagine, a day before it had snowed in Gulmarg, so everything was fresh snow. When we reached to phase 2, it felt like we had landed straight into a movie. The snow was so soft and deep that my legs were sinking in. We clicked a lot of pictures, made snowballs, screamed out of excitement, and just played like kids. After staying there for around an hour, it started getting super cold. It was around minus 10 degree, so we decided to come down to phase 1.
I'm going to eat Maggie now with this beautiful view. It's so cold. I cannot even speak.
Because Maggie in mountains hits different every single time. So while we were eating, a group had already gone ahead and we were left behind.
So we basically came at 4:40 and the line is so much.
The most magical thing happened. We finally reached our stay at 6:30 p.m. and it was still freezing, but our hearts were so warm from all the fun we had. And by the way, that night we did not stay at Zostel, we stayed in this homestay in Gulmarg. We had dinner together, played some games, laughed a lot and shared a lot of stories. And every time I looked out of the window, those snow-covered mountains, I had to pinch myself. Was it real? We are leaving this Gulmarg homestay. Now we are going to Pahalgam. So let's go. So day 4 was all about travel, but still the drive was so beautiful. Snow and greenery on both the sides, music in the background, and all of us singing together. On our way, we stopped at a place called the Arts and Craft Bazaar. The place was all about Kashmiri handlooms and handicrafts. From wooden carvings to pashmina shawls, everything was handmade by locals. And guess what? Even Bollywood celebrities have stopped here. So if you love collecting local stuff or want to gift something unique, this is the place. Then we visited the red gold saffron shop.
ठीक है, तो केसर का फ्लावर ऐसा रहता है सर, 4 से 5 इंची का फ्लावर होगा जिसमें 6 पत्तियां आती है, 3 येलो कलर की और 3 रेड कलर की। येलो कलर और ये पूरा फ्लावर वेस्टेज होता है सर, किसी काम का नहीं होता, हम फेंक देते हैं। खाली एक फूल में से आपको 3 पत्तियां केसर की दिखेगी जो कि लाल कलर में है। ठीक है सर। ये अगर आप गौर से देखेंगे ये जो स्टेगमा रहता है ये पीछे से पतला और जितना आगे जाएगा उतना चौड़ा होता जा रहा है। दैट मीन्स कि केसर की हर एक पत्ती का शेप ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, एक साइड से पतला और दूसरे साइड से मोटा। हाँ, साइज आप मान लीजिए कोई स्टेगमा छोटा रहेगा कोई बड़ा रहेगा, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन शेप ऐसा का ऐसा होना चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम रेंडमली इस बॉक्स में से कोई सा भी केसर आप निकाल लीजिए, हर केसर का शेप ऐसा ही होगा। ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद तीसरा आता है द कलर टेस्ट ऑफ सैफरन। पहले आप टेस्ट कीजिए कहवा।
Pahalgam is very famous for saffron, and this shop was a whole experience in itself. The shop owner explained how to identify real saffron. Along with this, they were also selling shilajit, dry fruits, natural creams and oils. Obviously, I bought a few things. After that, we stopped for a lunch with a view, and next we visited an apple farm. Now, this was an apple season, so there were no apples on the trees. But the shopkeeper had taped apples into the branches just for the tourists. I think it was quite smart. We drank fresh apple juice made right in front of us. No sugar, no water, just juice. We also tasted apple jams, apple muramba, and so much more.
ये सब एक एक खाओ, ये फ्री है, सनराइड एप्पल।
Oh. I honestly didn't expect I would enjoy this spot so much. And by evening, we reached our Zostel in Pahalgam, and it was so beautiful. Imagine a cozy wooden house surrounded by snow and tall trees. We all checked in, freshened up, and of course, the game night. We played till late night, laughed like crazy, and by now it felt like we all had known each other. You know what's the best part about traveling with strangers? You never get bored because there's always someone up for a game or a random chat.
So let me show you a Zostel. Seriously. Can we go and see the spot first?
It was our day 5 and we woke up to another stunning view and then headed to explore what people call the winter wonderland, Pahalgam valleys. Now there are 3 main valleys, Aru Valley, Beta Valley and Chandanmari.
So we have come to this Aru Valley something.
It was straight out of a movie, like white snow, pine trees and tiny wooden houses.
The view is so beautiful. Can you see? So we had come to watch Snowfall, but we did not get Snowfall. We got rainfall. But ठीक है, let's see at other points where we can get. Oh my god, it's freezing cold, guys. And it's raining. It's supposed to be snowfall. Exactly. We came to see snowfall and it's raining.
But just when we were heading to Beta Valley, the roads got blocked due to snowfall. So we could cover only one valley. And now comes the most filmy part of our trip. We had come all the way to Kashmir and still hadn't seen a live snowfall. We kept missing it. The day we left a place, snowfall would happen the next day there. So all of us were literally manifesting snow. We asked some locals, they said go to Chandanmari, there are 90% chances of snowfall. We were like, say no more. We skipped Beta Valley and rushed. As we were driving up, it started raining and then magic happened. It turned into snowfall. As it started snowing, we all got out of the car and stood there getting covered in snow. But here's the thing, the snowfall was so wild, like it wasn't like the soft snow you see in those movies, na? It wasn't like that. It was so fast and hitting our faces. We could barely stand there for 10 minutes. But since it was our first snow, we all were so happy. We came back to our hostel and guess what? Another game night. I won some, I lost some, but the fun and laughter were worth everything.
So I am in Zostel, Pahalgam, and look at the view. Okay. It looks so different every time.
So next morning we packed our bags and left from Pahalgam back to Srinagar. But obviously the trip wasn't over yet. We had few more stops planned on our way. So our first stop was for all the cricket fans. a bat factory. So Pahalgam is actually famous for kesar and Kashmiri bats, and we got to see the full process, like how they cut the wood, shape it, polish it, and even pack it. For all the cricket fans out there, this is a must visit. The bats were really good and super affordable. But here's a quick tip: do not carry the bats with you on the flights because they charge you 1,000 rupees extra. So instead, you can just courier it from there, much cheaper and easier. Then we went to a place called Avantipura. It's an ancient site with beautiful temple ruins and a lot of history behind it. These ruins date back to the 8th century, so the architecture is really stunning. Even though much of it is ruins now, but you can still feel the beauty. If you are someone who loves the mix of history and peace, this is a worth stopping for. And now, time for some real Kashmiri food. So initially I thought Vazwan is just one dish, but when we ordered and came on our table, I realized it's a royal Kashmiri feast, like a full platter with multiple dishes. But wait, Kashmir wasn't done surprising us yet. So that evening we had just stepped out to eat something, and suddenly it started snowing, like snowflakes falling on a jacket, hair, eyelashes, and I literally felt like it was a dream. But this time it wasn't so harsh and wild, it was just so soft, like those magical snowfalls you see in the movies, just like that. And by next morning, everything was white, like overnight Srinagar had turned into a snow wonderland. It was like a perfect goodbye from Kashmir, so calm and beautiful. So this entire trip was organized by Zostel and Zo Trips. So it costed us around 27,000 for travel within Kashmir, stay and breakfast. Including flights, food and shopping, the total cost came around 50,000 per person. To all the solo travelers or couples who are tired of making travel plans with their friends who always cancel, just book a trip like this with strangers. You will come back with new friends, crazy memories and stories you will tell for years.